Hello and welcome to this Unleash Live demonstration video. In this video, we'll be focusing on Fusion Atlas and its application for mapping and monitoring linear assets. When you log into the Unleash Live platform, you will find the Fusion Atlas on the third icon down on the taskbar. We'll click on this now. Fusion Atlas would automatically take you to the location of the last generated map. On this page, we'll find the most commonly used features such as upload data. From here, you'll be able to upload directly from your computer or import from a Google Drive. On the left, start stream. Underneath that, your layer menu. Below that, annotations, switching background map, zoom in, zoom out, mini map, your legend on the bottom right. We also have an upload button which allows us to upload KMZ, KML, GeoJSON, GPX, CSV, and text files for DJI flight logs. And on the top left, we'll find our search menu. From here, we're going to jump into one of our data sets. Let's try the farm sample. As all of these are positioned in folders, we'll have to open the folder, identify the map or the annotation that we wish to go to, click the three dots, and then go to View Location. As you can see on Fusion Atlas, we're able to visualize the annotated layers on top of our background map. We can change the background map by just simply clicking this again. Within this folder that we opened up, we can see that we have 4 data sets, 1 being the annotation layer and 3 being orthomosaics. We can switch these on and off by simply clicking the eye. This feature can be easily used to compare datasets over time on the same geographic location. We can also completely turn off a folder by clicking the eye on the root folder. Let's jump into a different dataset. If we click on the corridor option, we'll be able to see the data that's contained within this folder and go to any of the selected datasets. Here we have an example of an orthomosaic from a power transmission line. You can see annotations that have been generated from within the platform, highlighted with a red line, as well as any commentary that was associated with this. As well as being able to go to location, we're able to export the data, add to another group, rename, remove, and change orientations of these. With any orthomosaics, we also have the option to go to the photos or go to all other associated models with that area. We'll do this in a little bit. Lastly, I want to show how we can use annotations to identify issues and then see how these have changed over time. In this folder, we've highlighted an issue that we've previously found on an orthomosaic. Let's go to this now. On this orthomosaic, we've identified that within the right-of-way, we have barrels of hay. If we double click on this, we can see when the flight was collected, that being the 18th of March. From here, we can remove that one and see what other imagery we have from that same area. Currently, the only other map that we have is the 30th. This shows that between this time, the barrels were removed, but now there's high levels of erosion in that area. What we would do with this is then create a new annotation of erosion, and for the next flight, be able to evaluate how this area has changed. Let me do an example annotation now. So we click on the annotation button, which brings up our options for 3 types of annotations. This being polyline, polygon, or point marker. We're going to use a polygon. We simply start clicking on the area that we want to select. As you can see on the screen, it's providing us both distance and total area measurements. We click the last point to close it. We call it rutting, severity 4, and we'll call this test. From here, we can save that annotation And what we want to do there is save layer. We call this rotting. And as you can see, our new layer has been generated here. The associated commenting is labeled next to the annotation. What we can do from here is add this to an existing group or create a new group. What we would do would be generate this as a new group so that the next flight we can go to this position. We could also add it to an existing group. Now that we have that saved, we can open up that folder and then go to location again. Once we've collected additional flights over this area, we'll be able to see how this rotting had changed and easily return back to that location for further verification. From here, I will show you how we can go back to the source imagery, as well as being able to highlight changes over an area. From this data set, we'll go to Point Piper. On this section, we've used a polyline to identify the edge of the waterline. As you can see, we have multiple flights over this area, and we can turn these on and off to see how it has changed. From here, we can jump into the original photos and check any source imagery. We simply click on Go to Photo. We can click and download any of the high resolution imagery associated with that dataset. The position can also be placed back onto Fusion Atlas by simply clicking the icon on the bottom left. This was simply an example of some of the features of the Unleash Live platform and how it can be used to monitor linear assets through the use of layers and annotations. If you want to learn more about how to use this, or when you set up a free demo, why not click on the link below or reach out to us.